Fellow Biafrans, I appreciate you wherever you are connecting from. If you're joining from Biafra land, you're joining from Europe, from America, from Australia, from Asia, Canada, New Zealand, whichever part of the world you are connecting from, I say, may Chukwu Okike be my guide and protect you. Remember, as I always say, this very broadcast and this very page is for freedom, for asking for the freedom of the indigenous people in the contraption called Nigeria, mainly the Biafran people. I myself, I am an Igbo Biafran, and I speak up for my people. Every single one of us that can tell ourselves the truth know that things are not going well in the contraption called Nigeria. That is why we are crying on a daily basis and shouting. And our main purpose of coming online, my own main purpose of coming online, is not to demonize anybody, is not to attack anybody, not to preach hate speech. Actually, I'm here to preach love and unity. That is my purpose, to make sure that Biafran people see themselves as one. When I'm talking about Biafra, I'm talking about the old southeastern region, the present south-south, and the southeast with the lower Benue. They are the people of Biafra. So each time I'm mentioning Biafra, I am referring to the old southeastern region. I'm not talking about a tribe. I'm not talking about an individual. I'm talking about a nation, Biafra. A nation that have existed in the past, existed for good 3 years, fought a war, and eventually the nation was taken over. That is where I come from, and that is the nation I'm standing with and I'm defending at all times. So I appreciate you as you have joined. I appreciate you as you have connected. Just as I said before, for those who didn't hear me, please, if you want to join the platform to speak, you keep your phone this way. Don't keep your phone straight. Keep your phone in a parallel way so that you can be able to join. Don't keep your phone straight. Keep it this way so that you can be able to join. That is the only way you can be able to connect to the broadcast, and you can add your own opinion. Everybody is welcome. It's a free page where you can air your opinion and make your contributions that will be understandable to everyone. Thank you so much. So, as I was saying in the past, the situation in the contraption called Nigeria is a very serious one. It's not a child's play. Every single one of us know what is going on, and we can see it on a daily basis that things are not going well. We can see it on a daily basis that there are so many things that are not right. That is why we cannot be silent. And we are coming online on a daily basis. I personally, I come online on a daily basis to speak up about what is happening in the contraption called Nigeria, the destruction, the hatred, the destruction of life, the insecurity in the contraption called Nigeria. That is what we talk about, the causes and the way forward. And everybody that's watching this video have to have it at the back of mind that as a Biafran, a follower of our Supreme Leader Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, an ardent follower of our Supreme Leader Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, a core follower of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, when I'm talking about the solution to the problem of Nigeria, I am asking for a breakup. We are asking for self-determination. The Biafran people, we are asking for self-determination. That is what we're asking for. And the self-determination we're asking for, we are not asking for that self-determination through war. We are going to get our self-determination through referendum. Just as our Supreme Leader Mazen Nnamdi Kanu have said, he was interviewed in that contraption called Nigeria, and he said it openly that he is going to get the self-determination, the freedom of his people through a referendum. That is why we are calling for referendum. And the call for referendum is not a call of war. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu have never declared war anywhere. Neither have IPOB declared war anywhere. We have not declared any war with anybody. All we are doing on a daily basis is to continue to speak up about the situation in the country of Nigeria and demand for that which is right. So each time you see us coming online to talk, when we are asking for self-determination or asking for the breakup of the contraption so that the indigenous tribe will be free, we are not asking for that breakup out of hatred. It is not out of hatred. It is not because we hate anybody. It is not even because of the marginalization I'm talking about. We know the marginalization is obvious. Everybody can see it. But that is not why we are asking for a breakup. We're not asking for a breakup because of the resources, enormous resources we have in the Biafra land. No. We are asking for a breakup because of the diversity you have in Nigeria. The diversity is a diversity that will take life. So we are asking for breakup to save life, to save the life of Biafrans, to save the life of other indigenous tribes in the country of Nigeria. That is why we are demanding and asking for a referendum for the people to decide their fate. Diversity has become the greatest monster in that contraption called Nigeria. It doesn't matter how you try to take it. You know, for a very long time, these politicians, the so-called elders and politicians, for a very long time, they have been peddling this lie, telling you that the diversity is their strength. Diversity is their strength, that their strength is in diversity. But that is a blatant lie. That is a lie that they have been telling for a very long time. A very long time they have been telling these lies. They have been telling this lie until Mazen Nandekano came on board and opened the wound, and everybody can see clearly what the problem is. The reason why Nigeria cannot be together, cannot survive, cannot progress, cannot have security is because of the destructive diversity you have in Nigeria. Diversity you have in Nigeria is not a strength. The kind of diversity you have that is a diversity that makes sure that every single soul in Nigeria remains in danger. The diversity you have in Nigeria is the diversity that makes every individual in the country called Nigeria an endangered species. That is what the indigenous tribe have become. Every indigenous tribe in Nigeria has now become an endangered species because of the diversity you have in the country called Nigeria. And this is why we are asking for the end, so that every tribe will decide their fate. Let me tell you, it doesn't matter your religion. It doesn't matter what you speak. It doesn't matter what your location. I am not speaking against any religion. I'm not talking about religion here. Neither am I speaking against any tribe. I am speaking about a diversity that have made it possible that people cannot live together. A diversity that have guaranteed that people will be killing themselves. A diversity that have guaranteed that there will continue to be insecurity. A diversity that have confirmed and made it compulsory that there will be no economic improvement in Nigeria. That is the destructive diversity we are talking about. And if you are still talking about one Nigeria and you're not aware of this diversity, that means you are not human. It means you're not human. Think and think again. Think and think again. It is because of this diversity that there is a very destructive interest. A very destructive interest from each ethnic group that is making them to fight against each other, that is making them to wish each and everybody death. You see an ethnic group, people wishing their fellow human being death. People preparing, willing to take away the life of their fellow human being because of the diversity, because you have forced them into a marriage, an agreement that they never reached for. An agreement that they never reached for. And we are asking and demanding, allow the indigenous tribe in the country called Nigeria to, for once, decide their fate. Let them decide their fate and sign up for what they can be able to carry. If anybody is telling you that Nigeria is going to get better tomorrow, it will not get better. It will never, ever. It doesn't matter who becomes the president. It doesn't matter. The kind of diversity you have in Nigeria, it is because of that diversity that you see people talking about Igbo presidency. You see people crying and shouting about Igbo presidency. It is because of the diversity. It is because of that destructive diversity. That is why no ethnic tribe trusts each other. The North does not trust the South, and the South does not trust the North. It is because of this diversity. It is because of this diversity that the individuals never trust each other. They cannot coexist happily. It doesn't matter how they pretend. It doesn't matter how the indigenous tribe pretend. Bring them together and ask them one or two questions. You begin to see the monster in them. Get encounter with, let a northerner and a southerner have an encounter. Then you begin to see a monster in them. The kind of diversity you have in Nigeria is a destructive one. And the only solution to make sure that the citizens in that country, the indigenous tribe, have a life is for you to allow them to decide their fate. Break it up. Let everybody go back to their region. Put a hand in paper and decide what they want to practice as a system of government. Let me tell you, there is nothing wrong in having an Islamic state. There is nothing wrong in it. There is nothing wrong in having a Christian state. And there is nothing wrong in having a secular state. I am not standing against any one of them, but allow the people to choose that which they want and practice it happily. It is very clear that in Nigeria, there are certain group of people in Nigeria, certain section in Nigeria that we prefer a caliphate. They prefer an Islamic caliphate than for you to talk about a secular state. Even when you are discussing with them and you are talking about a secular state, they get irritated. They can do anything against you simply because you are demanding for a secular state. That is the destructive diversity we are talking about. And in that same country you are forcing to be together, there are some people who have that secular system built in their blood system. They are free people. They want to live freely any place they are. They want to live freely, practice whatever they want to practice. They want to attend to every height. They want to get more educated. They want to get more involved in things that are revolving around the world. But today, in the contraption called Nigeria, you see the kind of system they are running. The diversity have made it possible that some people have to be compressed. People have to be brought down. People who are supposed to rise up will be brought down and lay on the floor so that the people who doesn't like them will catch up. Destructive diversity. And one of the dangerous things that diversity have done is when they talk about the quota system. This diversity was institutionalized. It got into the constitution of that country called Nigeria. And in the constitution, it has made it possible that development will not come to the indigenous people in that contraption. Development will not come. And this development and destruction affects everybody in the north, in the south, in the east, in the west. What is the development I'm talking about? When a country have come to lower their standard, every country is trying to raise a standard. Every country in this planet Earth, they are trying to raise their standard and make sure that they create a high standard that people will pursue to attain a better goal. But when you see a country that have lowered his own standard in order to make sure that some people who doesn't want to grow will catch up, that is destruction. When you see a country that have lowered the standard, instead of raising the bar, you lower the bar. You lower the bar in order to wait for people who are not interested to grow up, to catch up. You are actually destroying those who want to grow. And in Nigeria, they have a system that is called a quota system. Quota system is not doing anything good for any indigenous tribe in the country called Nigeria, including the North. Quota system is not doing anything good to the North. Quota system is a system that has made it possible that the North will remain comfortable. As unproductive as they are, they will remain comfortable. As uneducated, they will remain comfortable where they are. They will not mind to improve themselves and explore. They will remain comfortable the way they are. That is what quota system have done to them. Whether they read book or they don't read, eventually they will be employed and have a job. Either they remain small or big, eventually they get a job. Whether they are good or old, they will still be there and they will get a job. Whether they're educated or not, whether they pass exam or not pass exam, they will have admission in university. This is the kind of system we are seeing in the country called Nigeria. And for the people in the southern part of Nigeria, whom we know are very, very industrious and struggling to grow, they want to achieve the greatest heights. They want to compete with the world. The people in the southern part of Nigeria want to compete with the world, and they are trying on daily basis, striving from their childhood to grow and get better. Instead of you allowing them to grow, they are being tied down and roped down through their quota system to make sure that they never move forward. Why is that happening? It is because of the diversity. Water and oil cannot mix. It doesn't matter how you try to do it, it cannot work. It cannot work. These are the destructive diversity we are talking about. It is because of diversity that somebody from the north will tell you that he doesn't trust an Igbo person to be a president in the country. It is because of diversity that you see that some tribe cannot permit another tribe to hold certain posts or certain position in the government. It is because of that destructive diversity. A diversity that has made it possible that instead of you giving an office to somebody who is qualified, extremely qualified and knows what to do, you prefer giving it to somebody who doesn't have anything to offer and end up destroying lives, end up destroying the economy, end up destroying the country itself, and you don't care. That is the destructive diversity we are talking about. It is not doing us any good. It is not doing us any good. A diversity that will make people to talk in a certain way. You'll be forced to give away your freedom of speech. A diversity that will make you to sell away your freedom of speech. You cannot talk when you want to talk. You cannot speak the way you want to speak. You cannot voice out when something is going wrong in order to offend a certain person, in order not to offend a certain group. That is the destructive diversity we are talking about. Any country that exists with such kind of milestone diversity can never, ever survive. It doesn't matter how you try. It doesn't matter who becomes the president. It doesn't matter who becomes the ruler. Go to heaven and bring an angel from heaven to run the show in Nigeria with the constitution they are using the way it is. It can never, ever succeed. It can never, ever succeed. That is why you see, if you check from all, you see that every president that comes on board becomes worse than the past one. Whoever comes, every government that comes becomes worse than the past one. And it will continue to be so. It will continue to be so. A country that only empowers corrupt people, empowers evil people. If you are not criminally minded, you cannot be relevant in the contract of Nigeria. That is the act of diversity. That is what diversity can do. The destructive diversity in Nigeria is the reason why corruption can never, ever be eradicated in Nigeria. Corruption will continue to rule, continue to increase and grow higher and higher. Even as you are choosing your presidency, you people, for those of them who are still hoping that maybe they are going to have their 2022 election, go and check their roadmap to their 2022 election. Go and check the milestone, the road they are following. They are still following that road of corruption, road of destruction, road of evil. That is what road they are still following. And except you are extremely corrupt, you can never, ever be relevant in the contraption called Nigeria. That is the obvious truth. The truth and nothing but the truth. Except you are corrupt, you can never be relevant in the contraption called Nigeria. Except you are corrupt. Except you are corrupt, you cannot be relevant. That is the diversity we are talking about. If you look at what is happening, go and check the kind of people that are being given appointments in the contraption called Nigeria. If you see anybody from the southern part of Nigeria that is holding a relevant post in that contraption called Nigeria, that person must be extremely corrupt to the whole world, that he cannot be able to say otherwise except what he's been told to say. That is the way they run the show. They choose only corrupt people whom they have their black book, who they can remove and control and tell them what to do. That is why even when they see corrupt people, they empower them and they throw away their eyes as if they're not seeing them. At the end of the day, they will hold their black book and begin to remove them to tell them what to do and what not to do. We have a lot of brilliant people. A lot of brilliant people in the southern part of Nigeria. There are so many brilliant people, including the north. There are some brilliant people. You can't deny that. But those people who are brilliant, who are genuine, who are genuinely brilliant, can never ever amount to anything as far as Nigeria is concerned. They can never hold any post. Each time you see them providing their president, either from the north, from the south, from the east, from the west, they will always bring their worst. They always bring the worst. The most corrupt is the people that are going to push up. Go and check the line of people who are coming up for their presidency. People who are coming out to their presidency, that is where, when you sit down and look at it, you see where the destructive diversity is playing out. Let me tell you, without sentiment, when you look at every presidential aspirant that is coming out to contest for this, their 2023 election that can never hold. That 2023 election that can never hold. Go and see all the people who are coming out. They are all extremely corrupt. Extremely, I say extremely corrupt. The only one person that is not corrupt among them will never ever get their votes. He will not he will never even win the primaries. Anybody you see among them that is not corrupt, can never even scale through their primaries. It doesn't matter how sincere. Even the more sincere you are in the politics of Nigeria, the more irrelevant you become. The more truthful you are in the politics of Nigeria, the more irrelevant you are. That is the work of the diversity of Nigeria. But let me tell you, if Nigeria disintegrates and the North goes their own way, they cannot go their own way and practice their Islamic Sharia in their own country, they are going to practice it perfectly and they will be happy with it. They will be happy with it. They will put on a system of government that's going to suit them, and they will now be able to feed themselves, embrace themselves, and get ready to challenge other people in an international community. That is how it's supposed to be. There is nothing wrong if the northern part of Nigeria decide to practice and have an Islamic nation, try to have a caliphate. There is nothing wrong in it. There is nothing wrong if they call not to want to have a caliphate. But what we are saying, why must you force people to be together for them to, why must you be claiming that you have a secular state? Knowing the diversity that cannot be managed, you are forcing people to be together, practicing different kinds of unimaginable things together, making life unbearable for people. The North, from all indication, even those who told that they are moderate, those who told that they are activists, they will be very, very comfortable with an Islamic state. Why don't you allow them to be on their own and create that Islamic state within them? It will not stop us from having any business with them. It will not stop us from associating with them. It will not stop us from having business over there, interacting with them, exchanging one thing or that. It will not stop us. They are going to manage their system and be happy and protect their borders. Try to give them that chance, and you see that when they will know how to protect their border. But because there is a diversity now, the diversity in the country have created an interest of domination. The diversity in Nigeria have created an interest of domination. That is why you see the Fulanis are trying to dominate everything, including opening the borders. They no longer care about protecting the borders. It is because of that diversity. That is why the North no longer care about the borders. They open up the borders for people who are not Nigerians to come in to help them to dominate and take over lands. It will continue to happen, except you break it up. Then people will go back home and protect their border. Assuming there is a creation, assuming that people are allowed to say their views, have their own nation, they call not on their own, the Biafrans and their own, the Luas and their own, the Bidu and their own, every one of them will be able to sit down and protect their borders. They will protect their territory. They will not allow an outsider to come in and begin to destroy their place. But because of the diversity, Nigeria has now become a no man's land. It has become a no man's land. Even the indigenous tribe have now become an endangered species. The indigenous tribe in the country have become an endangered species. That is why the border have been made open. The government have made the border open. Since the government entered into the hand of the Fulanis, they want to use the opportunity to accumulate and dominate and take over as many land as they can. That is why they open up the border. You remember they opened up the borders in the north and shut the borders in the southern part of Nigeria. They shut the borders in the southern part of Nigeria, open up the north. Not until recent when they begin to open up the border in the south a little bit. This is the diversity that we are talking about. It doesn't do anybody any good, and we never do anybody any good. So if you're one of those who is still dreaming of a better Nigeria, there will be no better Nigeria without a referendum. There cannot be. If you mean well, if you're sincere, in fact, if you are a sincere person, you should be praying for those who are asking for self-determination. Pray for those who are asking for disintegration of that contraption. Pray for those who are asking for breakup because they mean well for every indigenous tribe. They are the people who have the risk, who are sincerely seeking for a solution. The people who are sincerely seeking for a solution to the debt, insecurity, bad economic in Nigeria are the people who are calling for self-determination, people who are calling for breakup, people who are calling for disintegration. They are the only people who are sincerely looking for a solution to the problem of that contraption called Nigeria. Take it or leave it. That is the truth. Every other thing you are hearing, every other theory you are hearing in their media, in the commercial media, it's all to convince you and confuse you about the real thing. They have no solution. They have no solution. Go and check those who are coming out for their president. You are coming. Before you can even talk about whether Nigeria is going to be, look at the battle that was fought. Come on to amend their constitution, come on to change the constitution and grant restructure the country, restructure it in the way that it is going to be balanced and favor every tribe. It has become very difficult. You dare not mention it to a certain group because they believe it was them. When you say restructuring, they'll begin to give restructuring different kinds of meaning. Some will tell you that that language doesn't exist in English. You mention restructuring, you will see different kinds of meaning. They will give you different kinds of meaning. You begin to wonder, is it the same English you are speaking that these people are speaking? Because they never want to make any change. They want the status quo to remain the way it is because of their selfish interest. And as long as the constitution remains, the status quo remains the way it is, the killing will continue, the insecurity will continue, the bad economy will continue. It will continue. It will. It's in the hand of the indigenous tribe to rise up and continue to demand for referendum, continue to demand for self-government, continue to speak up and ask for the end of this very evil that wants to destroy you. That is what you have to do. You cannot sit down and be waiting for international community. They will not come because the destruction that is happening in the country of Nigeria is serving their own interest. The destruction we are seeing in the country of Nigeria is serving their interest. That is why they will never support the referendum of the Biafran people or the Duduan people or the indigenous tribe in the country of Ghana. They will never support that referendum. They know fully well about this diversity I'm talking about. They know very well. Even Britain themselves, a man in Britain has spoken about the diversity in Nigeria, has spoken about the mistake Britain made to bring people who have different ideology, people who don't have anything in common, and match them together. A man in the United Kingdom has come to lament about that. That shows you that they know what they are doing. The United States know fully well that the diversity you have in Nigeria is a diversity that destroys souls. You see things that are happening on a daily basis. They continue to happen. Go and check the rhetoric you hear as they are preparing for the election. A northern candidate will tell you that, in the northerners will come out and tell you that they don't trust somebody from the southeast. They will say it without missing word in a national television, in a country where people are supposed to be working equal. They don't talk about competence. Nobody talk about competence. Each time you hear competence in their mouth, it's just a pretense to deceive and to destroy something that is working. That was why our father, Pa Ayadobanjo, came out. Pa Ayadobanjo came out to tell them that if you talk about competence, if you want to rule Nigeria based on competence, that the only people that will be entitled to rule Nigeria for as long as it will last will be the Biafran people, the Igbo Biafrans mainly. The person that said that word is not a Biafran. He's a father from Ududua. Somebody who was there during the independence. He have seen it all. It is the same man that have told us that these people we are talking about, they call not are people who don't want to develop or improve themselves. They are so backward that they have decided to draw every other tribe backward. They want to make sure that everybody remains on the same level with them without any source of improvement. This is the kind of diversity that no sane person will agree to be part of. This is the kind of diversity that no sane person will agree to be part of. The kind of diversity we are seeing in Nigeria is a diversity that no sane person, nobody who has mental sanity, will agree to. But today, when you go to the media, you see people out of their selfish interests, they come out. Some will begin to talk, promote one Nigeria because of the hatred they have on the IPOB. They begin to push the agenda of one Nigeria. Some, because of the hatred they have on Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, they begin to push the agenda of one Nigeria. That instead of Biafra to come because of the message of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, let them remain in one Nigeria. This is what we see on a daily basis. People who cannot be true. The destructive diversity have made this, it has affected the mental structure of people. It has affected even the Biafra people. The destructive diversity have affected people in the southern part of Nigeria that they not take right anymore. When something happens, you see them blaming the victim instead of blaming the oppressed. They will blame the victim. Jealousy have become the order of the day. Envy and jealousy have taken over. They have now made it in a way that people believe that money is everything, that with money you can do anything. They have now raised money above morals. People no longer talk about morality.
Are yet to wake up from your slumber or your sleep and get the point that we are exiting Nigeria. Exiting Nigeria is not going to come from the platter of golden plate. You have to sacrifice for it. And we are ready to sacrifice everything, including you, if you come and stand on the way of freedom. So you need to know how serious we are. We are damn serious. Some of you are not getting it. You think we are here to build political movement? We are here for freedom. Freedom comes with price. Okay? The only thing you can do is to comment on social media. Don't ever stand on the way of Biafra freedom. We crush you.
Their interest is suppressed. Biafra is the key. Once they can hold Biafra down, they can hold the whole of Africa down. Hey, freedom fighting, sorry. Because all these people are criminals. They are saying there is no way this man cannot be a criminal like themselves. They don't have a different breed altogether. They don't know that. I am Nnamdi Kanu. I don't do all this nonsense you do. My father was a very rich man, not ostentatious. I had the finest education that his money could afford. We are not poor. Have never been. That is why a poor man cannot be a freedom fighter. If you're not full of yourself, you cannot be a freedom fighter. You cannot go everywhere. We must continue.